did cut my legs off right now. I ain't never been with the whole talk, snitch talk, always talking about his fault.
YouTube, it's your boy Brandon Go Crazy. Today I'm back with a fire video for y'all today. Now today, I'm gonna be teaching y'all on what the 5 things I think you should do before you buy your first handgun. Now, when it comes to handguns, there's what? There's the 22, 25, 380, 9mm, 40, 10 mil, 45, and you got 50s too. But you got 50 AE, that's what it's called. That's for the Desert Eagle, and then you got 50 GI. But you don't need to worry about those for a while. So the first step on getting the first step on when you buy your first handgun, what you should do is learn about the different calibers of handguns and your safety. Now, these are 2 different parts, but I'm gonna just say these are the first steps you should do, because you always want to do your research on guns or any new thing that you're gonna be doing in life, because you don't ever want to just jump straight into it and not have an idea of anything. So I recommend you learn the different calibers, because when you buy your first gun, you don't want to get a 45 or a 40 or 10 mil, because those are not gonna. Oh, I forgot 357 SIG too, but okay. But anyway, back to the point. You don't want to have a hard shooting weapon for your first gun, because it's not going to be comfortable. What you want to do is you want to be comfortable when you first shooting, because you're not going to have the best aim. You're not going to be the best shot, because this is brand new to you. Unless you're just a marksman off the rip, which is very rare. I've never seen somebody just come straight out the gate hitting targets back to back to back. So unless you like this, then if you like that, this video is not for you. You can click off. But if you're just not getting guns, you want to learn, this video is for you. So when you learn about calibers, I would say, if you don't have somebody in your family or your friends, or just like your circle in general, like that's into guns and they don't have any guns, they have certain gun ranges where you can rent out guns, but I still would recommend you take like a class before you do that, because you want to get familiar with what to do. Like I have, as you can see on my shorts, I got a lot of dummies with guns, because people don't know what they're doing, so they make mistakes when they first get into firearms, which is a common mistake. Everybody does it. If it happens, it happens. Shit happens. But anyway, learn about your calibers and take you a gun safety class. Now, step 2, I would say learn your budget, because there's no point of wanting a bunch of guns. Like you may see how Staccato or Prodigy shoot, but when you go look at the price of the Staccato and it's $3,000, you ain't gonna buy that for your first gun unless you just got the most money. Or I ain't gonna say the most money, but you just got all this money. You can spend $3,000 on your first gun. That's you though. Cool, do that if that's what you want to do. But you want to learn like your budget. So like, I would never recommend high points. We ain't even gonna talk about high points. But like, when it comes to like the lower budget guns, you have like Taurus and. To me, that's really the only low budget gun I would buy, because I don't really trust. Maybe a Ruger. Rugers ain't that expensive, or Smith & Wesson actually. So like, you can get those for about $300-400. Then you can make a step up. Then you have Glocks. Glocks come in at about. You can find some Glocks for $5. Most of them brand new and stuff are $600. You got Canic. Certain SIGs are around that price. That's the area. Then when you start going up above that to $800 to like a $1,200. Then you're talking about the FNs and 1911s, but these are, well, they come in, most 1911s are 45s, but they do have 9mm ones and they do have 10mm, but most 45s you're going to see, most 1911s that you'll see will be 45. So there's you really shouldn't, if that's what you want for your first gun, get it. If that's what you want, but I wouldn't recommend that personally. I would recommend you get something that's, and 1911s do have safety, so hey, but it's a metal gun, and it probably won't be the best to carry every day. And then until you get used to carrying weapons, because then you'll know about gun belts and holsters. But that's a different video. We're not talking about that. Number 2 is figure out your budget. Now step number 3 is go around to multiple gun stores and go feel like certain weapons. Like, okay, like my first weapon was my Taurus. See, it's My first weapon was my Taurus. Now, I'm gonna be honest. When I bought this gun, I just saw the price on it, and I was like, I'm gonna get that one because it was $3 something. I bought this when it first came out. It was that's my big feet. It was $300, and I was like, oh, I want that one. And honestly, it's really not a bad first gun. Some people bash Taurus, but in my opinion, this was a pretty good first gun. Like, it came with multiple safety features. It came with the manual safety. It came with the trigger safety. Like, it's not a bad gun, to be honest with you. It's user friendly because it's not hard to rack. It's got front serrations. It's actually a good gun. Now, flaw to this weapon will be the trigger. But if you're a new shooter, you don't know about stuff like that off the rip. But I'm gonna teach you in this video. Like, it's clear, no mag in here either. Like, when you shoot a trigger like this, look, I'm gonna show you. See how far back it goes? Look. All the way back. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a long trigger pull as opposed to the Glock. Glock, empty, no magazine. This is the Glock's trigger. Right. It's not as spongy. It's not. Now, Glocks don't have the best trigger, but out of both of these weapons, I would say the Glock definitely has a crispier break, and it breaks faster. Like, as far as you don't have to pull it back as much. You don't got as much room to play with. Now, Canics have the better trigger than both of these weapons, right? Like, and it's probably not even close. But, other than that, as far as the pricing, and those are two. One of those 500, 600. The other one's 300, 200 to 300. So not even 300 anymore. So the quality difference is with the money. Like, you're getting what you pay for. I'm telling you that now. When anything in life, you get what you pay for. You're not gonna pay $300 for something that's got $1,000 quality. It does not work that way. So keep that in mind when you're buying your first weapon. Also, granted, the Glock does not have no safety figures except the trigger one. The Taurus has multiple. So for the first gun, like, I wanted to get used to carrying one in the head. Well, one in the chamber, I'll be correct. That's why I bought the Taurus. So that's another reason what sold it to me was that this safety on it. Now, number 4 is basically like, take you a gun class if you ain't do it already. Because I know I said this in the first one, but number 4, before you buy that weapon, or you could even, this could be right after you buy it, take you a gun class, because you can get your concealed carry permit, and they're going to teach you the basics on how to handle a firearm and what to do with the firearm, keeping your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. All simple stuff. Like, that's what if you get your concealed carry permit, you can buy multiple weapons at a time. Like, you're not limited. You can buy as many guns as you want to in the same day. Now, number 5. Now, this is just me, is practice with your weapon. When you first get a weapon, you need to practice with it, because you're not going to be good at just shooting it off the bat, because it's your first weapon. So when you get your first weapon, you have to adjust to it. When you first get a new video game, you're not going to be the best at it because you just got it. When you first get 2K, you ain't out just greening and greening and greening. You know what I'm saying? When you get Call of Duty, you got to upgrade them weapons and stuff. You got to play the game. So that's my number 5. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you new. And I'm out, bro.